Stanford University. It's a place where you can truly feel its prestige, especially in their bookish spaces designed for inspiration. Looking at their iconic library, can you imagine it was rocked hard by earthquakes more than just once? Yet it kept standing strong, rebuilt, and evolved into this incredible place we're about to explore today. Hello, my friends. This is Kathy, the library hunter. Stanford University was one of my dream schools, and I've always been curious to see what's inside their libraries. So in this video, I will take you on a close-up tour of this iconic Cecil H Green Library. And at the end, I will also show you a cute little family-owned bookstore that I found just outside Stanford campus, so be sure to stick around. Before we head to the library, let's take a quick stop at the University Bookstore. The sun was shining bright, so I figured what better excuse to grab a Stanford hat. Turns out, the Stanford store has a lot of fun finds. Whether you're looking for school spirit gear or a cool souvenir, this place has it all. From classic Stanford hoodies and hats to quirky mugs and unique gifts, there's something for everyone, no matter if you're proud students and parents or just a fan of the university. I had a great time browsing through the shelves, especially the section filled with books by Stanford authors. It's like a mini library of Stanford Brain Trust. By the time I left the store and headed to the actual Green Library, I already felt smarter just from being here, flipping books from the Stanford Bookstore. Walking through Stanford's campus is an experience in itself. The wide, sunlit pathways, the perfectly manicured courtyards, and the lush greeneries make every step feel inspiring. We are approaching the Bing Wing entrance of Cecil H Green Library. There is another entrance from the East Wing, which I will show you around later. Getting into Stanford is obviously challenging, but getting inside their library as a visitor, there's a bit of a process too. You have to sign in, scan your ID and answer some questions, take a photo, and then get a guest badge. Oh, and you only get up to 7 visits per year. I totally understand why. Stanford is a private university and they want to keep their space focused for students and researchers. Coming from the UC systems where the library are open to the public most of the time, it does feel a little exclusive here. Once inside, wow, it's massive. The ceilings are high, lighting is awesome, and there's a quiet energy in the air, the kind that makes you want to be productive in this classic university library vibe. Imagine you're building a dream library for the university you love, only to watch it crumble in an earthquake twice. Stanford's main library has a history of resilience. Their story begins in the early 1900s when Stanford University, founded in 1891, was still in its early years, and a grand library was planned to house its growing collection of books and research materials. But before it could even be completed, disaster struck. The 1906 San Francisco earthquake devastated the region, and Stanford's unfinished library was among the casualties. The partially built structure was damaged beyond repair and had to be demolished. Fast forward to 1919. A new library rises, this time built to last. For 70 years, Stanford's library stood strong until another earthquake tested this limit. The Loma Prieta earthquake of 1989 struck with a force shaking the entire Bay Area. And this library, now called the Green Library Bing Wing, was among the worst hit buildings on campus. But here's the silver lining. The books, they survived. Despite the structural damage, the collections remained intact. And Stanford, once again, was determined to rebuild. And here's the stacks today. You will find some hidden, quiet study spots here, and there's some nice windows with good views of the campus. The devastating 1906 San Francisco earthquake was a turning point of earthquake engineering at Stanford. This disaster sparked a deep interest in understanding how structures respond to earthquakes, leading Stanford researchers to study seismic effects and develop new engineering solutions. Over time, this focus grew into a dedicated program. The John A. Bloom Earthquake Engineering Center was established pushing forward innovations in seismic safety, helping to protect communities from future earthquakes. This isn't just a story about surviving earthquakes and moving on. It's a story about transformation, how a nearly century-old landmark was reborn from this opportunity to rethink, rebuild, and regrow. The Green Library has two main sections, the Bing Wing and the East Wing, each with a distinct character. The Bing Wing is the older, more traditional side of Green Library. As I said, it was heavily damaged during the 1989 Loma Prieta earthquake. The upper floors had to be closed for years until they were finally restored and reopened. Today, the Bing Wing has 5 floors and maintains that classic, old-school library vibe. The main study hall in this wing is impressive. The upstairs grand reading room has high ceilings, wooden tables, and an almost Hogwarts-like atmosphere. I like the classic university aesthetics, grand archways, decorative ceilings, and that timeless library ambiance. And if you're into history and rare books, this is where Stanford houses some of its most valuable literary treasures and special collections. The East Wing is the new expansion of Green Library. It has a more modern, functional design compared to the historic Bing Wing. While it's not as visually striking as the Bing Wing, the East Wing has plenty of desks, study carrels, and comfortable seating areas. It feels more open and bright. The lighting is better and the layout feels more spacious and airy. It's a great place to get work done without the heavier classic library feel. It focuses on technology and research. Many of Stanford's research and digital resources are housed here, making it a go-to spot for students working on serious academic projects. So, if you are a Stanford student here, which wing do you think you would prefer? Do you like the grand, historic libraries like the Bing Wing, or you prefer a more modern, practical study space like the East Wing? Leave me a comment and share your thoughts. After spending quite some time in the library, stepping back outside into Stanford's campus feels like walking into a postcard. The sun shining on the red rooftops, the palm trees swaying gently, and the distant chatter of the students. It's easy to see why so many people dream of studying here. If you plan to visit, take a moment to stroll around the campus, soak in that atmosphere, and enjoy being in one of the most prestigious academic environments in the world. Just a few minutes walk from Stanford's campus brings us to the downtown Palo Alto, where we find Bell's Books, a true bookish gem that has been serving the Stanford and Silicon Valley communities since 1935. This charming two-story bookstore is packed quite literally to the ceiling, with a wide collection of new books, used books, and rare books. In a university that often moves so fast, Bell's Book is like a beautiful reminder of the joy in slowing down and browsing books without a plan, discovering something new in a most unexpected way. And that wraps up our visit to Stanford's incredible Green Library and a little adventure through the campus and beyond. From historic architecture to hidden bookish gems, this place is a dream of any library lover. Thank you to San Jose State University iSchool for their continued support of the channel Library Hunter. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss my next library adventure. Let me know in the comments what's the most beautiful library you have ever visited. See you in the next one. Bye!